Here we are in a beautiful botanical garden, full of exotic plants, beautiful plants. People come here to have a look at them. A lot of them are indigenous, but a lot of them are not. A lot of South Africa's earlier non-native plants arrived with the early agricultural uses. They came as contaminants of seeds, of fodder during the wars for the horses, and a lot of them, in the more recent years, arrived as horticultural and garden plants. And we became aware of this over the past few years. The horticultural industry has become very self-regulating, but it's still a problem, and there are still plants that we're uncertain of. You can look around a garden now, and you can see a very popular one is the boom, which is a beautiful plant, but it is now classified as Category 3 in the CARA regulations, which say that it can no longer be planted. A lot of these plants are beautiful. They don't spread very far, but in fact the boom can, and it is found growing wild. It has been found growing naturalized, so it is a potential danger. The Singapore daisy, Category 1, is still a well-loved garden daisy, and it's growing here in the park. So the challenge to all of us as gardeners and lovers of plants is which plants can we put in our garden, which ones are safe, which ones are risky, which ones must we take out. And this becomes the responsibility of all of us. And so many gardening magazines and so many horticultural people will talk about ones that in actual fact are illegal. There are a lot of hybrids and a lot of cultivars that escape attention. So it's an ongoing process. We have to discover these dangerous plants, we have to remove them from the market, we have to become aware of which ones are dangerous, and we have to avoid them. There are a lot of garden plants that have been used over the years for hedging, for ornamentals, and they are beginning to show signs of escaping and becoming problems. And one of these is privet. Privet is now a Category 1 plant. It shouldn't be used for hedging anymore. It shouldn't be planted. It shouldn't be sold. In fact, it's illegal to sell it. And we can see, and you can see some of these infestations around the Natal Midlands. They're becoming quite serious in many areas, and along rivers, they're becoming a serious problem. Nearly all garden nurseries would be members of a horticultural association, and they are well aware of their responsibilities. There are all sorts of programs to encourage the use of indigenous plants. There was a program called Plant Me Instead, which replaced all those potentially alien ones or potentially invasive alien ones and replaced them with indigenous ones. A lot of our garden plants are beautiful and they're non-native, but they have to be sterile and non-invasive. And the ones that are showing signs of being able to grow in the garden without the care of attention, or in the scientific term becoming naturalized, those are the ones we have to watch out for. A lot of our worst weeds in years gone by were brought in as garden plants, and now they are terrible weeds.